This is Kristen Reed with Bridging Apps.
And I'm Tara Rocha with Bridging Apps.
And I'm Kathy Foreman with Bridging Apps.
So this is our second Google Hangout, and hopefully you all have been able to click on the link, and we're going to show you a few apps today. And the theme for this month is Caregivers, apps for caregivers. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you a few apps on our iPads, and you should be able to see them. You will not be able to hear the sound very well, so we're going to kind of talk through how to use the apps. And at the end of the Hangout, we are going to have a list, and it's actually already posted on the BridgingApps.org website. So if you go to BridgingApps.org, you can go to the search bar at the top of the website and type in caregiver, and you should pull up a list. Or you can go to app search or app list search on the Bridging Apps website, and you will also type in caregiver and pull up the list. If you have apps that you're using as a caregiver for a child or an adult and you would like for us to know about it, we would love to hear about it, because we are first and foremost a community of people, and we learn from each other, and that's the whole purpose of the meetings that we have. We are coming here from Houston, Texas, and also our Fort Worth group is meeting tonight. So I think we'll go ahead and start, and I'm going to switch to my iPad right now, and I have a few apps that I'm going to show. The first app I'm going to show is called About My Day, and hopefully in a minute you'll be able to see it. Okay, we're switching iPads for a second. All right, there we go. So About My Day is at the, if you can see the last row at the bottom, the second from the left. I'm going to open it. It's light blue. And what this app is designed to do is, actually I'm going to go back a week. It actually is designed to be an electronic portable communication book, and it can be used with kids or adults. And the whole purpose of it is if you have a caregiving team or you have a child and they are taking their device to school and they go between home and school and maybe therapy, it's a way for people to communicate with each other in a really simple way. So basically you can use pictures and type in text, and I'm going to show you how it works here. And I just have this week that I did with my younger son. And so if you can see on the top, it says Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it has the date. So it's kind of in a calendar view. And I'm going to click on Saturday, November 8th. And basically you can see something pop up, and this is one that I've already done. And it says Fun at Amazon with Brother. And basically we went to a restaurant. There's my son Vincent and his brother, and we all went out together, and this was a way to document what we did. And so basically you can take pictures and text, and if someone's carrying their device with them from a restaurant to home, they can then communicate and show what they did that day. You can talk about mood, you can talk about, just type in a little bit of text and put the location. So that's what happened Saturday. On Sunday, if I click on it, the weather was nice here in Houston, and there's a picture of my son, and you can see my name at the top, and that's me, the caregiver, and I made that note, and that's where we were. We were having fun at home. And there's a happy face, and that's because we were all having fun as a family. So I'm going to create a new note for today, which is Wednesday, November 12th. And so basically all you do is you touch the date. So I'm touching Wednesday, and what you're going to see pop up is something called author. And so for all the people in the caregiving team, it can be a parent. I have in there occupational therapist. Sorry about that. I have in there paraprofessional. And you see this where you can add author. So I'm going to add an author, and basically I'm touching on that. And I can type in, let's just say doctor. So I'm going to type in DOCTOR. Hopefully I can spell. And you also, if you can see at the top, then you can add a picture. You can just snap a picture or take it from your camera roll. And then you can hit, it's going to make me do it. I'm going to take a quick picture here just from my camera. Hopefully it'll let me do it. Maybe not. I'm going to try that again. I'm going to take an existing image. So it's going to open up my camera roll. I'm going to use that picture that I already had, and I'm going to save it. So that's going to be a picture of the doctor. And then I'm going to type in the note. Oops. Go back. So I'm typing the author. We went to the doctor. It was at the doctor's office. And I'm typing in the text. We had an appointment. I want to save the note. We can also put whether it was good or bad. So I'm going to put, oh, it was okay. Of course, then I mess that up. Save the note. It prompts you to get another picture. So I'm going to get a picture from the camera roll. And I'm going to use the same one. But you can put any picture that you have. Of course, I'm hitting the wrong button. Basically, you can save the note, and then it's going to pop up. There, I saved more than one. And so you can add multiple notes per day and have a visual of what you did. Also, if it's a child or an adult, they can also help do it, and they have fun taking the pictures. And then it just continues. And so you can keep all of this information at once. And again, it's instead of using pen and paper, it's just a communication book. So again, that app is called About My Day. I believe it's free. It's made by the University of Victoria, which is in Canada. And this app is also on our caregiving app list. Another app I'm going to show you is one that's just a very basic one-page app, and it's called SpeakAid HD. And again, it's just a very, very simple app. This app was designed for those who have either had an injury or have some kind of cognitive impairment and may not be able to speak. So it could be you're in a hospital situation and someone has lost the ability to speak, or maybe they're on a ventilator and they need some basic way to communicate, very basic needs. You just touch the screen to start. And this is all it is. It's one page. And you see on the left, there's a picture, a wooden picture of a body. You can actually flip that to the back. And when I touch each of these things, it speaks aloud. So hopefully, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, but I touch on the cup of water at the bottom.
I'm thirsty.
And it says, I'm thirsty.
I need to use the restroom.
Touch on the toilet and it says, I need to use the restroom.
I'm in pain.
I hit the pain and it says, I'm in pain. So it's just, again, a very basic board. You can also, at the top right, you can hit on draw. And if someone's able, if they want to write something, they can actually just write it out. Please help. And I can erase it. Also, if they're able to type, you can bring up the keyboard and just start typing. So if someone has some fine motor ability, but they cannot speak, they can actually use this to type out how they need help. Please help give me food or something specific. So again, it's just a very basic communication board called SpeakAid HD. The last one I'm going to show you is another app. I'm actually using this with one of my children to track their sleep. So we find that it's really helpful for lots of people with disabilities who have medical issues, or really anyone who has medical issues, to be able to advocate for that person and help that person advocate for good medical care. And this app is called Track and Share, and basically you can track a lot of information and then create reports to then share with your care team. So you can share it with a doctor, you can share it with a nurse, or just for yourself to be able to track things. So basically it has two views. It has a calendar view. And let me go here. I'm going to hit on track. And you see the calendar is set for November 2014. And there are a number of things that you can add. And let me see if I can show you a report. I'm actually tracking sleep with this. And so if you go to the bottom, there's a thing that says categories, graphs, track, share, and more. I'm going to go to share. And basically on the left, you can see you can share or print out a report for something that happened daily, weekly, monthly. And then if you want to see everything that you ever put in there, I put a check mark there under list of each entry and note. And then at the very top, it says send report. I don't know if you can see that. That might be blocked. The very top, I'm going to hit that. And basically, it shows you, it creates an email. Hopefully that'll pop up. And it shows you date to date all of the information that I've input. And so you can customize it. And as I said, I'm tracking sleep for my son. And it also asks for things like, what was the weather like that day? What was the mood that day? And you can input all that information. And then I have a really nice report that I can print off or I can email to the physician. So this has been really helpful to manage our sleep disorder problems. And again, you can customize it and add your own categories. You see I pulled up here under categories. You can track mood, health items, food items, and there's even a diary that you can keep track. Again, this app is called Track and Share. There's a light version that's free, and then there's a full version that has a lot more things that you can, a lot more features and things that you can add. Again, this is on our caregiver app list, Track and Share. So I think I'm going to turn it over to Kathy. And Kathy is going to show a couple of different apps that she has found really useful. And I'll let Kathy talk right now.
Give us a second to pull this up.
Okay. One of the apps I wanted to show tonight is an app that is an extension of Epic Medical Records, and it's called MyChart. And MyChart is something that's available to most any medical practice that's affiliated with a larger facility or larger institution. And are we there? Okay. So we have, I only can show it to you to a certain extent because I can't get into this app without having access to medical record and a password, which I do for my personal situation, but I'm not going to show that tonight. So MyChart, the first step that you have to do when you get a MyChart app, you have to get an account. And when you get a MyChart account, that happens when you go into your doctor's office. And if they do provide this service, then you will fill out some paperwork. You probably have to show a photo ID, and you will then be put in the system, and they will email you a password. Once you get that password, you log into the link that they send in your email, and you set up your account with your, and you pick an account, a username, put in that password they sent you, and then you can start using the MyChart via your email and your computer. So once you have that set up, you can get the mobile device app. So there's a couple steps involved here. So you get the MyChart app, which is free, and here is the icon on my iPad right now. And when you click on it, this is what happens the first time. When you're first setting up your mobile device with MyChart, you need to pick where you are. And so, for example, we can pick, thank you, we can pick, let's pick Ohio, for example. So let's say that we live in Ohio, or we access some hospitals in Ohio, and click on the state that you want to click it on, scroll And you can pick one, for example, Cleveland Clinic. So Cleveland Clinic is a part of MyChart and the Epic Medical Record System. So click there, and then you will get information then on how to log in to that account. And so I'm not able to do that because I don't have an account with Cleveland Clinic, but you can see where that is a possibility. By having a MyChart app, you have in a mobile device at your fingertips a way to communicate with your medical team. And it is amazing to have when you are on the go somewhere, or you are in one clinic and you need to communicate, for example, with your GP or your family practitioner, although you might be at your GI doctor or you might be with your neurologist at the time, because you can go right into the email system and email your doctor. You have a section for test results. You have a section where you can see all the different appointments that you've made in the future. You have a list of your medications on this app, any reminders, any general health summary. So anyway, I have found it really nice to be able to communicate while I'm on the go with my loved one's physician. So that's a basic overview of the MyChart app. The next app I want to talk about to show you today is an app called BP Companion. Let me scroll over to it. Can I do it this way? And this is an example of an app that's really, really helpful, because what it does is it keeps in one place measurements that you might be taking or data that you might be collecting about yourself or your loved one or anybody in your family that you might be collecting from different parts of your community. So blood pressure, for example, you could actually, many people measure their blood pressure at home, and so you can log in and keep a list of that you've collected at home. You can also, if you're going to a health clinic or a grocery store or your doctor's office, you can keep it all in one place, and it's commonly a measurement that a physician likes to see, and then there's an option to email it to your medical team. So what you do with BP Companion is you first open it up and you create a profile. So you'll tap on the Create a Profile Plus, and you'll type in information. Obviously, a name you want to use, date of birth, gender, weight, height. You can put telephone number and your email, and then you can add in there some different blood pressure goals, and that's pretty much it. So I can click over here. I've got a person in my family that I'm following their blood pressure, and Jane, I'm going to open up Jane, and this is her profile. And so we can see her height, her gender, her weight, and then her goal blood pressure measurements that we want to use. Okay, so when we want to enter data about Jane, if we measured her blood pressure, we go to the right top corner where there's a heart and a plus sign, tap on that, and you'll see where it says add an entry. And on the left-hand side of this little box, you'll see three options. It says basic, weight, and note. And so when you're on basic, you go down to the dial and you'll put in your diastolic and your systolic blood pressure measurement. So we're going to say Jane just took her blood pressure at home, and it was 119 over 73, and her pulse was 74. So I've entered those data points from the dial, and then we hit save, and that puts it in there. Now what I want to do is I actually want to go back and click on that because I want to add a few more bits of information. If we wanted to, we could add weight. We didn't measure Jane's weight today, so I'm actually going to leave that put that at 0. And then note, we have an option here to type a note, and I'm going to write in here, and I think this is important, that BP taken at home, cuff on, right arm. And that's some information that's helpful. Put save on that, and there you see we have information then gathered for 3 different times that we've taken Jane's blood pressure, lined up here on a list. If we had data, for example, going back for, let's say, a month or 2, it would average the last 3 readings in this center box at the top where it says last 3 readings. You can see the maximum, minimum, and average blood pressure for systolic and diastolic. And that's important to show as well. So there, I don't know how much further I want to tell you about this app, but that is the basic functions of how to use it. I think it's probably a good idea to show you how to send it
And
how to share it. And so if you look at the center of the app right now at the screen, you'll see a hammer and a wrench, or it's a tool. Go to settings, and what we're going to do right now is we are going to export some information about Jane. Okay, so I'm going to choose what information I want to send and in what format. So I'm going to send this in a PDF. I'm going to send all the data. I don't want to send the weight data because not all the weight data is actually, did we measure. We're going to send the notes and the mean arterial pressure as well. So hit next, tap on next. It pulls up a beautiful log that then you can print out or you can email. I'm scrolling down, you can see everything it posts. We're going to email that, and we're going to email it to, I'm going to email it to Kristen. And there we go, send. And that nice blood pressure log gets sent to whoever you want it to be sent to, a healthcare provider, another family member, somebody that lives in a different city or a state that you want to share information with. This is a great way to do that.
So again, those were, I think, 5 different apps that we showed. We started off with About My Day. Then we went to Speak Aid HD. Make sure that I'm not forgetting them. And then we went to Track and Share Lite, and there's also a paid version that we've used as well. And then Kathy showed MyChart and BP Companion. All of those apps are on the Bridging Apps Caregiver list, which is at bridgingapps.org. But if you have an app that you're using for caregiving that you would like us to know about and that you love and use every day and you think other people could benefit from, we would love to hear from you. You can send us an email. You can post it on our Facebook page. You can send it into our help desk, and we will add it to our list. So I think that's it for tonight. Hopefully this was helpful. We believe that this was recorded, and we will keep it on our Google Plus page for you to access. So thanks so much, and good night from Bridging Apps.